Miss Tamara from MidPointe Trenton Library. Today on MidPointe Maker, we're going to be showing you how to make these really cool, very unique crayon melt ornaments. So as you can see, I have a display of different kinds of ornaments that you can make. So what I recommend that you get are these clear glass ornaments. You usually get them for a dozen. You do want to make sure they are glass because we're using heat, plastic will melt. And just a warning, if you get the iridescent glass, which is shiny like this, they get extremely hot. So for your first time, I would recommend using the clear glass ornaments. So we're going to use one of those. I also recommend using Crayola crayons. It's one time when the brand does matter. The wax in the Crayola crayons is the best. And you need an X-Acto knife. So if you're very young, you want to make sure that your parent is helping you with this because this is very sharp blade. And you need some paper. I have the table covered with paper, or you can use a plastic tablecloth. And you need a good heavy-duty blow dryer. As you can see, mine is crayon splattered already. And optional, you can get stickers, a bow, you can use a Sharpie marker. I got one here that I wrote somebody's pet name on that with a Sharpie paint marker. You can use stickers like we have beautiful Belle here, or we have Thor. If you're into superheroes, you can get stickers wherever. You can use Mod Podge to print out your own pictures. Basically, the sky is the limit. So what we're going to do first, we have our table covered with a newspaper, so that's good. So the next thing we're going to do is we have our crayons selected. We are going for a green effect. So I have green yellow, just regular yellow green, and a white one to see what we end up with. So the first thing you're going to do, and again I said this is very sharp, so please be careful. We are going to use our knife and we're going to cut off the crayon. And I'm not going to do the whole crayon right now because we probably don't need the whole crayon. But one thing you can do too is do this beforehand. But I'm just making a sharp cut down there because we're going to be chopping the crayon up, so it doesn't matter if you put a big gouge in your crayon. So we just want to make sure that none of the paper is there. And let me lastly do the white here. Yeah, when I first started making these, I did about 13 dozen of these one year for Christmas presents. So the next thing we're going to do is, after we have the paper from the ornament, we're going to cut little pieces of the ornament off. So I'm not sure if you can see, but I'll show you what they look like. I'm going to cut, you basically want to make little pieces of the ornament. The thinner you make them, the better they do melt. And then let me cut some of the green off. So you just want to kind of, I've used a regular pocket knife too, so you don't have to have an X-Acto knife. It just makes it a little easier to get the wrappers off. And you're probably going to have crayons flipping. This is a very messy craft. So please make sure that you have a good work area. If you do happen to get some crayon on a table, what I find is take the blow dryer, melt the crayon, and then you can wipe it up a lot easier. Believe me, I have a desk covered in crayon splatter at home. So what I'm going to do, I got these little crayon pieces here, and I'm going to take one of these ornaments. Like I said, you usually can buy these in a dozen or so. And right about now, a lot of the Christmas crafts start going on sale. So these are the clear glass ornaments, and you're going to take the stem out. So you do want to take the stem out. And what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of throw our colors in here, and we'll see what we end up with. You can, don't be afraid if you don't put enough color in. You can always add more crayon, or you can melt the crayon out of it. So it's basically a trial and error kind of craft. And the cool thing about these is, even though, like I said, I've made 13 dozen one year, you never end up with the exact same thing. So as you can see, I got the ornament's ready to go. You want your blow dryer on hot. Be careful not to burn your fingers. I have done that many a time, and we're going to start twirling it like this with the blow dryer. And in a minute, you will see some of them will start sticking to the glass. You just want to kind of move it gently back and forth. Be careful not to burn your hand. And so when you're done, you will let it cool for a little bit, and you can see we've got this very nice different shades of green, and you can add a different color if you want to add some effect. I have done before where I add the white in first, do the white crayon, and then add a color. So that's kind of what this little frozen ornament is like, if you can see that. I put the white in first and then add the blue. And you can go for like a tie-dyed effect. This is kind of like a tie-dye effect. So you can do different things with these. You can go for one color. And like I said, you can decorate them anyway. They make really nice gifts. Like if you have a friend that you want to make them something special and unique. No matter how many times you do this, you're never going to end up with the same thing twice. That's the great thing about these ornaments. So then you're just going to put your stem in. So you can I'm just going to borrow one from here just to show you what it looks like. So there you go. There is your crayon melt ornament. So I appreciate your joining us today. And remember to like us on Facebook, like us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to the MidPointe Library System YouTube page, where you can see this and many other MidPointe Maker videos, as well as some other neat programs that we are doing and bringing right to your house. Thank you again. This is Miss Tamara, and until I see you again, have fun making things, MidPointers.